Um, First of all, characterize your ability as a fantasy football league executive.
It's pretty strong. A lot of experience, you know, made many trades, been on the receiving end of good and bad, you know, done fantasy football since 2004, since 2003 routinely. So I've been 5 leagues now. A couple of them are just to promote our charity draft, and a couple of them are a real clubhouse league is that's real bragging rights on the line, you know.
Do you feel bad that because of your football knowledge, you may take unfair advantage of guys on your team that don't have your acumen?
Absolutely not. That's business. You know, I mean, if you're a great stock trader, do you feel bad about taking money from people who aren't? You know, it's about understanding. It's also about knowing the right people too. I will be the first to admit I know a lot of people who are in the professional fantasy football business, and since that is a huge business now, and they keep me informed all year long. So,
whose pockets have you picked over the years in some trades? I mean, really made them look bad.
Well, the word on the street is usually I go after young pitchers. I disagree with that. I send several trades out like every day. Some good, some bad. You got to see what people will take. You never start with your best offer though, Kuzi. You know that.
Absolutely. Now, the whole story behind this is helping a charity that's really dear to your heart. Can you elaborate a little bit on this?
Yes, Big League Impact is a charity a foundation that I started in 2013 with my brother Trey, and the idea behind Big League Impact was that there was people here in St. Louis that needed help, and there was people at home in Georgia that needed help, and there's people all around the United States that need help, but there's also people abroad that need help. And so when I went on my first mission trip, you know, just sort of opened my eyes to the entire world and like what real world problems are actually like. You know, real world problems are not having to eat steak 3 times a week. You know, they're not. You know, I'm starving. No, well, you've already eaten 2 meals a day. You can't be starving. We've seen people who are actually starving. We know what that looks like. You know, it changes the way you think about things and view things. It changes your perspective on a lot of different things to see actually big problems, like real problems. So the idea of helping people here in the United States and abroad was key, but also what was it that kept me up at night, that really bothered me, that people were struggling with. And my wife and I looked for lots and lots of different things. We went to Cancer Balls and Animal Rights Foundation events, and we went to all kinds of children's hospitals, and very important things, right? Things that are great, and I'm glad people are serving, but there was something that was missing in all that. It wasn't my niche, but I found that in the basic essential needs, the food, water, shelter, things that we take fully for granted here in the United States a lot of times. You know, one thing that really turned me on this was watching the Little League World Series one year. There was a team from, I don't know if it was from Africa or someplace there, playing in the Little League World Series, and what they were most impressed with about the United States was the ability to go to the bathroom and turn on the sink whenever they wanted to and get clean water out. And I just thought, wow, that is so true, and it's such a big problem that, you know, waterborne illness kills more people every year than anything in the world. It's a crazy unknown stat, but you know, the lack of clean water is what kills more people than anything in the world, and diseases that come with that are horrible. Just imagine dying of hunger. I mean, when you're hungry because you haven't eaten in a few hours, those hunger pangs. Imagine going like that for, you know, days and days and days, and so we're working with groups in Africa and Ethiopia and Kenya and a lot of different countries of Africa. We're working in Haiti, Honduras, and Dominican Republic, and places that are really kids are really destitute and hard pressed to find a good meal. That's where we like working.